Hello, everyone. Good to see you again. How has the first half of the year? It's great to reconnect with you all today. Welcome to today's webinar on China Special Cosmetics, Regulatory Updates and Registration Strategy. I'm Yvette, your speaker for today. Firstly, let me briefly introduce myself. I have several years of experience in the cosmetic compliance industry. Currently, I work as cosmetic regulatory analyst. For today's presentation, we'll cover 4 key parts. We will talk about the key regulatory updates in H1 2025, analyze the 2024 China cosmetic registration and filing trends, discuss and dissect common compliance pitfalls through case studies, and registration strategies for special cosmetics. All right. Sorry, wait a sec. Our equipment has some problem here. Hello, I'm back. All right, now let's move on to the first part, and I will share some China's key cosmetic regulatory updates in the first half year of 2025 for you. In the dynamic landscape of China's cosmetics industry, regulatory changes are constantly reshaping the market this year. In 2025, NMPA keep release cosmetic regulations, and according to statistics, more than 50 regulations have been issued. Meanwhile, I classified these regulations and marked their release dates and effective dates for reference. And next, I will share the key points of these regulations, including safety assessment, testing method, and new cosmetic ingredient. First of all, regarding safety assessment, 2 important regulations were issued in this year. For inventory of existing cosmetic ingredients in China has 8,972 ingredients, and 89.5% have data for now. And the ingredient, it was also updated to 2025 edition just 2 days ago. And for this part, I will provide a more detailed explanation in the subsequent content. On February 9th, China's National Institute for Food and Drug Control, they released an updated version of the ingredient usage information for marketed products. For now, 3,608 ingredients have safety assessment data. On April 10th this year, NIFDC also released the information on the use of some ingredients, including in the Index of International Cosmetics Safety Assessment. and the data for now has updated to 3,651. Both documents have been updated and are still being updated. Enterprise should make sure to use the latest version to ensure the compliance of the selected ingredient. Second, regulatory focus is about testing method updates, which mainly about toothpaste, risk substances, and toxicology testing. And the table is divided into two categories, the official release and exposure draft. The enterprises should use the latest testing method for detection. Meanwhile, we should also pay attention to the exposure draft, and the new product development can refer to this regulatory trend. And for the last key regulatory sharing is about the new cosmetic ingredient. On May 9, the government issued the operation guides for simultaneous declaration of new cosmetic ingredients and related products, which promote the simultaneous declaration of the NCI and the special cosmetic. Before this policy was released, new cosmetic raw materials must complete the registration of filing before they can apply for the product declaration. But after the policy was released, the new cosmetic ingredients in registration and filing can be conducted simultaneous with the special cosmetic applications. Therefore, this simultaneous submission process is expected to significantly shorten the product development timeline and speed up the market access, which offering a practical boost for companies aiming to commercialize the innovative cosmetic ingredients more effectively. Now, let's shift focus to the part 2, and I will share analysis of 2024 China cosmetics registration and filing updates. On May 6, the NIFDA released the 2024 annual review report on cosmetics for the first time. This report provides an overview of the NIFDA's continued efforts in 2024 to advance the reform of the cosmetic review system, support in the innovation in cosmetic ingredients, and promote the implementation of safety assessment framework. It also offers a detailed analysis of registration and notification data for cosmetics and new cosmetic ingredients, which reflects the current trends and development within China's cosmetic industry. And next, we will further sort it and analyze the data of general cosmetics and special cosmetics. First, regarding the data of general cosmetics, the number of filing has shown an upward trend since the implementation of the new regulation in 2021. So China's general cosmetics sector continues to maintain a steady growth trend. Now, let's turn to the special cosmetic registration data. For the first table, it shows the registration data of special cosmetics from 2021 to 2025. From the table, it can be seen that the number of the registered imported special cosmetics have increased year by year, especially after release of the new regulation in 2021. The registration volume was increased about 135%, indicating that the special cosmetics still have a huge potential in China. And for the second form, focus on the registration categories of special cosmetic in 2024, including the number of application quantity and approval quantity. It is noted that only one new efficacy applied for the approval, but file approved. Okay, now let's first look at the following 3 data points. First one, the size of China's whitening market was 100 billion yuan in 2024, and it's expected that by 2026, the size of China's whitening market will reach about 600 billion. The estimated size of China's sunscreen market was around 30 billion in 2024. And from 2021 to 2023, a total of 202 anti-hair loss products complete the registration. But in 2024 alone, 528 anti-hair loss products were registered. So nearly 3 times the number of the previous 3 years. China's special market show huge growth potential. Next part, for part 3, I will share some common compliance pitfalls and non-compliance analysis. First of all, let's take a look at NMPA sampling inspections analyzed in the 5 years since the new regulation came into effect. The state has issued non-compliance notices, which include 1,800 batches of products, including 20 provinces and 11 countries. The following is the classified summary of the product issue and country distribution. First, for Guangdong province, it has the most sampling problems, accounting for 85%. Imported products accounted for 4%, and the population pollution was also classified, including adults and children. The main reason for non-compliant sampling are 5. The first one, non-compliant production cases, production not in accordance to the technical requirements specified in cosmetic documents, production or operation cosmetic not conforming to technical specifications, microbial contamination exceeding standards, addition of prohibited substance, and the last one, the heavy metal content exceeding standards. Finally, please refer to the table on the right. Non-compliant products are also classified by categories, among which hair dyes and sun cream accounting for about 50%. These 2 are also the key products sampled by the state. Now, let's focus on the sampling status of special cosmetics. Regarding the sunscreens and the hair dyes, mainly involve the actual detected contents of sunscreen agent and the hair dyes agent not meeting the standards. For sunscreen products, sunscreen ingredients labeled on the products were not detected. For example, this product's formula declared 5 sunscreen agents, but only 3 were actual production added in production, because the enterprise want to improve the skin feel, or the actual added amount of the sunscreen agent was lower than the declared amount in the formula. But for hair dyes products, the hair dye ingredients are not listed in the formula were detected. So for example, this product's label indicated 3 types, but 5 were actually added for the product efficacy, or hair dyes were added in excess of the formula amount. There were also cases of adding prohibited substance. For the above reason, the government imposes severe penalty. Okay, now let's take a look at these two cases. The case one, for this product detected screens not labeled on the formula, this company got 15,000 yuan. And case two, for this product detected hair dyes not labeled in the formula, this company got suspended business operation for 6 months, revoked the product license, no processing within 10 years. The legal representative is also prohibited from this industry for life. And they also got fined a huge amount. Next, let's move on to the whitening products. We have also conducted a summary analysis of the common non-compliance issues in the whitening products. Mainly include these reasons, like excessing total bacterial amount, heavy metal exceeding the standards, and adding prohibited substance. But as of the April 2025, the National Medical Products Administration starts the sampling for the whitening products in its inspections. And in the 2025 sampling result, the whitening agents not labeled on the product were detected. That is, the whitening agent are not declared during the product registration. So for example, for this case, this sample detected the whitening agent 3-O-acyl ascorbic acid are not labeled in the product label, and the technical required specific in the registration document. Meanwhile, the NMPA has issued this relavant detection method for whitening agent. Enterprise need to pay special attention to this testing method and ensure the consistency between the production and registration documents. For common freckle removing agent, ingredients that have been published in regulations or approved by regulatory authorities can be selected. Regulatory documents can be directly used as the basis for safety, mechanism, and efficacy. In addition to sunscreen, hair dyes, and whitening products mentioned earlier, there are also some common issues with the cosmetic on the market. I also summarize them as follows. Like the false, exaggerate medical propaganda, selling unregistered cosmetic, and non-compliant Chinese label without Chinese label, unauthorized cosmetic packaging, selling expired cosmetics, even altered cosmetic shelf life, exceeding the registered and failed efficacy scope, incomplete operating enterprise system, and selling counterfeit and shoddy cosmetics. Now, let's look at some specific cases. For first category, the label non-compliance is the most common issue, such as promoting the medical uses, exaggerating product effects, belittle other legal products, or exploit the reputation of state organs, research institutions to hype up their brand's value. And second is the selling unregistered or unfilled cosmetics, such as detected ingredients not labeled on their package, which also leads to severe penalty. And for the third one, the label non-compliance with no Chinese label. Generally, such products are unregistered or unfilled, and there is also a possibility that enterprise only affixed Chinese label on the outer box, but they forgot to label the Chinese name and the expiry date on their inner label. And the last one, unauthorized repacking of the cosmetic. Like beauty salon imports large capacity products privately, repackage them into small capacity, and sell them to customers. All above cases are non-compliant. After complete the product filing, enterprise must also pay attention to the compliance of post-market products. Next, let's take a look at the forms of post-market product inspection. Mainly includes 4 types: license impact inspection, routine, cost-based, and other inspections. When enterprise staff receive the inspection info, the first step is to classify the reason for the sampling. This is also an effective way to ensure that we can find the solution as quickly as possible to pass this inspection. And for this part, the chart below provides a summary of regulation concerning cosmetic penalties for your reference. And meanwhile, various provinces has also issued the list of penalty examinations and the mitigations. You can take this as reference. For part 4, okay, now let's move on to the last part, and I will share some registration strategy for China cosmetics. First, the registration of special cosmetic is mainly divided into these following 3 parts: the pre-registration preparation, the registration phase, and the post-market compliance. In the previous webinar, we have shared the products registration document list, and today we will continue to share the regulatory key points among them. Okay, let's turn to the pre-market formula compliance. For the key point 1, concerning formula selection, please kindly note that the current available ingredients should be selected from the 2025 edition of the ingredients list catalog, which include 2 catalogs and just released on Tuesday this week. And enterprise should pay attention to the requirements of the safety technical specifications for ingredients, such as the preservatives, colorants, sunscreen agent, and noted the safety limits. And for third point, for the content of the listed data, the international authorities, they can be directly used, and the catalog is also being continuously updated. The 2 catalogs mentioned on the previous page just released this week, and for now, they will serve a key reference for enterprise when they developing their products in the future. And for this table is a comparison of the adjustment list between the 2021 edition and the 2025 edition. First, it should be noted that the cosmetic catalogs released has just removed the maximum historical usage amount for 2021 edition, and some modifications have been made to the ingredient notes. Meanwhile, these 2 new ingredients approved in 2021 has completed the 3-year monitoring period, and for now, they are officially included in the catalog 2, allowing directly use and without authorization. So both for catalog 1 and 2 will implement dynamic management in the future, and the enterprises can query them online. So for these documents, if you need the ingredient list, please contact us. Let's continue to take a look at the special cosmetic efficacy ingredient. First, for skin, hair dyes, hair plumbings, special cosmetic ingredients can refer to the technical specifications for safety of cosmetics. And for freckle whitening agents, with sharing the penalty cases, a list of common whitening agents has been shared previously. At present, there are only 2 active ingredients in the registered anti-hair loss products. For this, platycladis aureolentis leaf extract and diaminopyramide maiden oxide. And also, if you need a list of these special ingredients, please feel free to contact us. For freckle whitening agent and anti-hair loss agent, the safety assessment has special requirements. For both, the info on the ingredient usage of marketed products published by regulatory authority, this cannot be used. And for freckle whitening agent, cannot use the 3-year usage history. But for anti-hair loss agent, if they have the same function use, they can be used. Regarding registration phrase, first of all, let's take a look at the cosmetic testing item and the circle. This icon lists the testing items required for each category, the long registration, and the filing circle for special cosmetics is influenced by the testing circle, and especially for the anti-hair loss, which may take more than half a year to complete the testing. Special attention should be paid to hair dyeing, plumbing, and the sunscreen products, because for this, the specific added amounts needs to be tested for registration and the future sampling inspection. Regarding testing requirements, it should be noted that the testing items in the above table must be tested by institutions in China that have been obtained the CMA qualification certification. For products efficacy such as repair and moisturizing, which is not mandatory requirements. And at the same time, you can also check the specific requirements for physical, chemical, and toxicological and microbial testing in this table. Meanwhile, for products meets the following conditions, enterprise can adopt sample test. For multiple sunscreen products of the same enterprise that share they have the same basic formula, but only different in the colorants. This product in this series can be sampled according to the regulatory requirements to save enterprise costs. For post-market compliance, enterprise needs to focus on the label content, and here are several claims. Let's think together about where the non-compliance points are. Okay, for the first one, claiming tranexamic acid, this is a medical propaganda. And the second, plant-based hair dye, safe hair dye, wait at least 4 weeks between hair dyeing sessions. The first, plant extract hair dye. The main coloring components in the hair dye products are usually chemical substance. So this may mislead to the consumers. And also, safe is a prohibited word in China cosmetic industry. The safety of the hair dyeing is influenced by multiple factors, and the interval duration is not the sole safety condition, so it cannot be declared. The third one claiming long-lasting sun protection, not afraid of sun exposure. These two will classify as the exaggerated advertising. And for the fourth, the SPF 40 PA triple plus after bath. This is also non-compliant because for PA has no after bath value. And for the 5, for these ingredients claiming anti-hair loss effect. So for now, only 2 ingredients can get approved as anti-hair loss. So this ingredient cannot claim anti-hair loss efficacy. In the end, the management approaches for special cosmetics and the general cosmetics are different. For special cosmetics are valid for 5 years, and companies must submit an applications for renewal of registration between 90 working days and 30 working days. Before the expiration of the registration certificate, the enterprises need to pay special attention to this renewal of the special permits. If the permits expire, the product will be deregistered. So timely renewal is essential to avoid unnecessary losses. The renewal of the special cosmetics follows a commitment-based system. So generally, when the application can be approved in 1 month after the submission. However, if the technical review discovers some false commitments or submissions, materials in the future, the product's approval document will be revoked. Okay, before we wrap up, I would like to take a moment to introduce our company, ZMUni Compliance Centre. We are founded in 2018 and we are a cosmetic and food regulatory service provider well known in China. If you find compliance procedure for cosmetic too complex and want an easy solution, you can choose us as your agent with a special service. Okay, that's all for you today. Thank you so much for your attending. I hope the insights I shared will be valuable for your work and help you navigate the China cosmetic market smoothly. And if you have any questions or would like to discuss further, please feel free to reach out via email, LinkedIn, anytime. We'll be quite active where we regularly share the latest regulatory updates, so be sure to follow ZMUni to stay informed. Before you go, we'd really appreciate it if you could take a moment to complete our webinar survey. Your feedback will help us improve the future sessions. Thank you so much again and hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.